This episode is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration, a proud supporter of the Inside Running podcast. It keeps us fueled on our long runs and races. Are you training for your next big race and still guessing your nutrition? Inside Running Podcast listeners, 2026, this is the year you stop winging it. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP 2026. Welcome to episode number 456 of the Inside Running podcast. A massive thank you for being with us for another week. Big show coming at you. Got our weekly recaps and race reports from all three of us. We'll talk about the Lakeside 10K. We'll talk about the Sydney Harbour 10K up in Sydney as well. Whispers is loaded. Kook / Moose on the Loose has got a few things written here. Also, we've been testing out some software and got a few listener submissions today. Thank you to our Patreon supporters who sent those in. Listener questions going to go deep, preview a bit of stuff at the Com Games, Sunshine Coast Marathon that's coming up between now and next week's show. Welcome to my co-host. He's down in Geelong, Julian Spence. Welcome to episode 456.
Thanks, mate. I don't reckon I've ever recorded from Geelong, but close enough, I guess.
Sorry, yeah, you really, yeah. Do people from where you live, like Anglesea, get offended if you say they're like coming to you from Geelong? Because it's all much of a muchness for me. Like you're all in the same location.
Not really. I'd say the Melbourne divide. There's a Melbourne divide, not really a Geelong divide.
Okay.
Down on the coast, like you're from Melbourne or you're from not Melbourne.
Can
Maybe
people
I'll put
from
it like
Geelong
that.
still say they're from the surf coast?
Nah, they wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Although there is there's development between Geelong and Torquay that's turning into one big old like suburb. So the lines are getting blurry out that way.
Okay. Our other co-host comes to us from Melbourne, complaining about his hotel room off Amherst. Not happy. Doesn't reckon he's got enough sleep. Bradley Croker, welcome to you to EP 456.
Thanks, Brady. Yeah, I asked Rob where he was staying, so I thought I'd stay at the same place that he was. And then he was only here for one night, and I asked him, "Oh, what's your accommodation like?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's no good. Like, I look into the courtyard." I'm like, "Mate, I look straight out to Spencer Street Station. I can see the trains going past my window. You want to swap rooms?" No, I'm all right. Yeah, I had to stay down for an extra day for some testing on my heart today. So, yeah, fly back tomorrow morning.
Big 2 days for you. Race into that stuff.
Yeah, I had to be at the hospital this morning at 7:15, fully fasted, straight into the MRI machine for this like almost max. Well, they do like probably an hour of like holding your breath, just breathing, so like not exercising, and then the last like 10 minutes is almost like a step test while you're on your back in the MRI machine having to cycle without my morning coffee, anything to eat. I'm just like, phew.
Hang on, you cycle while you're in the MRI machine?
Yeah.
What? Horizontal?
Yeah, horizontal. I'm on my back. I've got these two handles to hang on to so I can try and keep my upper body as still as possible. And then at the end, I've got these really short cranks where you're almost like pointing your toes and cycling really high cadence. And the resistance, you do 3-minute blocks, and every 3 minutes the resistance gets harder, and you're like sweating in there trying to keep your upper body still.
So you cycle for 10 minutes?
Yeah, but the last 3 minutes is like almost like max.
I'm sure you told us today you cycled for 90 minutes.
No, I was in the MRI for 90 minutes.
Right. Okay.
With the last 9 minutes of cycling,
Gotcha.
but max effort. Yeah.
Any results back? Results?
I didn't get results from that, but then I did do a VO2 max test on the bike afterwards. So yeah, saw Andre. He said my cap pace is worth about 40 seconds at Albert Park. So cap is cardiologist adjusted pace for my dodgy heart.
Oh, you've been thinking about that joke the whole day, haven't you?
Cap pace. He's come up. That's what he's got. He's also got 4 fallback excuses too. We'll hear him.
I don't have any excuses. No, but no, it was okay today. Like it's not like my heart's not perfect, and probably never will be, but it doesn't seem to be like deteriorating.
How you want to do this? Do you want to recap our like Mondays to Saturdays and then do like a group recap of the race? Is that easiest?
It's pretty hard to do a group recap considering we're all just ran so different. Like, like my race has absolutely no relevance to your race,
and my race had no relevance to Brady's because I didn't see him. Well, I saw him like up the road.
Pretty close together for most of the race. Yeah. Will you go first, then, Croaks?
All right. So yeah, Monday. So I'd come off like my Achilles being sore the whole. Oh, actually, I rode on Monday. That's right. So yeah, the Sunday I ran 90 minutes, and my Achilles was sore every step. So I didn't run on the Monday. I just rode the bike for an hour, and then Tuesday got out for an hour, 4:22s. Felt fairly good. So then did a session on the Tuesday on the treadmill. So started off with like a 6-minute. Like steady at 18.3k an hour, and then did 4 3-minute reps, and then they were at 19.2, 19.4, and 2 at 19.5, and then did another 6-minute rep at 18.5k an hour. Had 90 seconds recovery between all of these. So the 3-minute reps were fairly solid, but the 90-second recovery between the reps was plenty to recover and feel fairly good. Did gym that afternoon. Thursday, just another hour, 4:21s, and jumped on the bike for 45 minutes. Watched this on Fox Sports face-to-face interview with Andrew Ettinghausen. You guys probably don't know who Andrew Ettinghausen is, do you?
No, educate me.
So he played for the Cronulla Sharks back in like the 80s and the 90s. And he was although I never played rugby league, he was my like childhood idol. Like I just, loved the guy. And he's got you've probably heard of Escape with ET, like fishing, ET. Never seen the fishing show?
It pops up occasionally when you accidentally change the channel.
Yeah, so those that don't know him through football would probably know him maybe as a fisherman. Anyway, I watched that interview and it was just it was quite nostalgic, just like watching all of his past clips when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. So made the time go pretty quick on the bike. Friday, I did another light session, just 3 6-minute reps, 17.5k an hour, 17.8 and 18k an hour. Saturday ran before I flew down, so I just did 8k at 4:21s, and then flight was delayed hour and a half or so from Canberra. Got down 4 o'clock I think on the Saturday. Just went out for dinner with Rob, and then race day.
What do two big dogs like you and Rob have for dinner the night before 8:30 a.m. start the next morning? So you kind of got to be thinking about this.
Yeah, so we just went up to this sort of, I don't know, like restaurant / well, it wasn't a full pub. I ended up having prawn linguine, and Rob had the chicken schnitzel. So
prawn before a race is a risk.
Yeah, it was the only real pasta one that they had. And when it came out, like it was actually really, really nice. I got 6 massive like king prawns, which was quite generous, but I had hardly any pasta. And I said to Rob, I'm like, this is great. I just wish they piled a heap of pasta on top of this because that's what I want.
Heavy on the protein.
But no, it was really nice. I was probably a bit of a downer because so Rob's like, I don't know if going into Sunday he was on like a 6 PB streak. So he's going for 7 races in a row of PBing. And I'm just like, fuck Rob. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like I must be such a downer. This guy's like in the shape of his life, PBing every race. And I'm just like, don't know why I do this anymore, Rob. Can't wait for this to be over. So anyway, that was up to race day.
That like just that type of attitude would be painful before a race. Here,
100%.
Yeah, you don't want that shit. You want someone who's positive and who's like all about running well and like that would be so awful.
Yeah, I only mentioned it like once, but
it just went for half an hour.
I didn't go on and on about it.
It's painful for Rob, but it's also a worry for someone who has to race the next day. Like it's not a great mentality to be having 12 hours out for a race yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, who wants to go next?
Oh, we are doing it this way?
Yeah, do it that way.
All right.
You go, Moose.
Yeah, okay. Well, I actually had a decent week leading up. I felt good. A lot of my soreness has left me, which is such a nice feeling to sort of go out not wondering if if your body's going to break down on you or not. Let me just pull it up. It's hard to find because there's like 50 people attached to my race on Strava. So when I go backwards, I have to go through 50 other people. So I had Monday off, jogged on Tuesday for 9K, just 5 minutes a K, listen to UK Monthly. Pretty good stuff on there. Pretty good. I got on a damn Nash's podcast after this. Finally got around to listening to it. I know you slag it off, Brady, but it's actually not bad.
I did not slag it off. I'm a big fan of Wayne and
you said it's a bit boring.
Jenny Nesbitt. No, I said they got different chemistry on that show because it's more scientific than they do on the UK Monthly because they just talk shit for an hour.
Yeah,
It's a different theme show.
Not many gags on there, is there? Not many gags.
No, but that's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be educational and scientific and Whereas the other show, the other two boys just like throw lip around. Well, they all throw lip around. Dan's a complete different character on the UK Monthly.
Yeah, I know. I got
He's
that.
pretty witty as well, too, isn't he? He's good at the one-liners.
Yeah, him and so Clousey and Aaron are very kind of similar, I guess, in their thought process, just old beat up hacks. And Dan's the young upcomer, although he's not that young, but he's the science focused. He's the nerd. So it's good dynamic. I actually enjoy listening to their show. I just wish Aaron would start running more.
He's 32.
Who's
That's
Dan?
pretty young. Yeah, it's pretty young.
32 is not that young. Gee, 32. Most AFL players retired at 32.
I hadn't even run a marathon when I was 32. Actually, I think I was 32 when I ran my first marathon. And I classed myself as pretty young then.
No. 32 is...
I think 32 for a distance runner is not that old.
Any 32-year-olds on the team at Glasgow?
Like that'd be like... Oh, no, Andy'd be older than 32. Brett Robinson would be older than 32. How old's Jack Rayner? When you talk about Dan Nash, though, I see him like more mature than a lot of 32-year-olds.
He definitely
Maybe
looks
it's because
older
he's so
than 32.
smart.
Yeah. It shows good, though.
Jack's 30.
Jack's 30, yeah.
Young fella.
You wouldn't think you wouldn't put Jack and Dan Nash in the same category when you start thinking about lifestyle choices, would you? I don't know.
I'm not thinking about lifestyle choices. I'm thinking about how old they are.
Same age bracket or what they get up to in their spare time. Their clothing choices.
Did it work?
Hairstyles. Sorry.
Yeah.
Want me to keep going?
No, I just thought I would say their podcast, if you're into sciencey stuff, it's not bad. It's pretty good. I was supposed to do a different workout. We talked about what workout you do in the week before 10K, and I did not do it this week, the one that I said. I was going to do some 1K reps, but Ali, she'd been real sick for the 10 days before, so we decided to do her long run on the Wednesday. And she did an hour 40 or 23K over hills. And I met her at the end, and then we went into her workout, which was 3x4K at marathon effort. And I jogged out to meet her coming back from her run and just did the workout with her. So it was at her marathon effort pace. I sort of said anywhere from 3:30 to 3:35, depending on the weather and the hills. It was relatively cold. It says feels like 4 degrees. There was a bit of wind around too, so we just went to feel, I guess. The first lap was my threshold, so we ran 3:33s. It felt okay. I was taking a bit of the wind for her. The rest was 3-minute jog. Just because she had been out there already for an hour 40 and she was coming back from sickness, I just wanted to make sure that these reps were not compromised by a lack of recovery. So the rep took 14 minutes, 15 seconds. Then we took 3 minutes of jogging, and then 14-minute rep again, 14:12. My heart rate started to get up here, and I started to work decently hard, especially towards the end of this rep. We go up a hill, then down a hill. So the pace, the last 5 minutes of this rep was moving a bit faster. I'd say the pace would have increased to low 320s because it's slightly down a hill with a tailwind. And then again at the end was, I did, the heart rate was up the whole time for me in this repeat, this last rep. It never really went down in the jog. So I got most of it done, and I sort of went in front of her into the wind out to the turnaround point, and then at the turnaround point we did you just sort of do a U-turn on the spot on the road at a set of markers, just reflective markers, the street signs, and she just took off. And I couldn't catch her. And so I kind of pushed to catch her. And then I looked at my heart rate and I was working super hard. And I thought, I'm not sure it's a good idea for me to just drain myself the last 6 minutes. So I just stopped. I let my heart rate go down, and then I jogged back to meet her. So she really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed dropping me. I was really happy with the workout. Like I got nearly 12K of decent work in, and she had a really good workout. So that everyone was pretty happy. It was a bit too much probably for race week for me, but I decided to have I actually jogged the next day, just chilled out. I went to Canberra the next day, actually. So I got finished work and had a jog on the treadmill in the new ASICS Nova Blast up there. Made a bit of a gag about the launch party that was hosted in Melbourne, Silent Disco. See this Nathan Pope on there? You guys know him?
No, I
I never
him.
met Nathan.
He was on that Switzerland trip with me when we went with On over to Zurich.
Oh, yeah.
He used to work for one of the running stores in Adelaide. And yeah, it's just it's just classic, isn't it? Like
on the web for the races in Adelaide. Check it out.
Uh-oh.
Siri fired up on me. Siri fired up and wanted to tell me something. Yeah, and it's like everyone's kind of searching for the next like event, like the next concept to launch a shoe. It's getting pretty hard to find something innovative because everyone's sort of done it already. So silent
facials are done.
Facials are done.
Silent disco's done now.
Definitely done. No one's doing silent discos again. Like, what else are we going to do, fellas? How else are we going to launch a shoe?
Miniature shoemaking, that's done.
Ooh, yeah. What else? Oh, geez, there's going to be like what was the big blow up like thing down at Bondi they had? Hoka did it.
What about the one where Reese Edwards was on a treadmill in a balloon?
Oh yeah,
that
balloon.
Was pretty. These are all mostly ASICS ones too. They get people talking. That's the goal, surely.
What's Nike? Nike go fairly. Nike launched shoes pretty big though. Like they did the Sub 2 project. That's doing all right.
Hot Bikram yoga. Has that one been done yet?
Oh mate, that's definitely been done. Yoga. I mean, Lululemon. Brady was on the Lululemon. They launched shoes, didn't they, Brady? Were you part of a shoe launch with them?
It was a real kind of like soft launch with a Lululemon shoe. It was like a trainer. And then they were meant to bring out like a in between, like a tempo shoe.
Yeah, I got that.
I got that too. But I don't know if they've like left that lane. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen, it's like they developed it and I haven't seen much more of it.
I know
isn't goat yoga? That's a new thing. That's a new craze.
Goats in the yoga studio.
Yeah, isn't that a new thing?
Goats no, is it?
Yeah, haven't you heard of goat yoga?
Nah, my algorithm's so different than yours.
We're gonna get some like little Brooks clothing on goats walking around the yoga studio, boys. In Sydney.
What would you do though, Moose? Like, let's say, because people would sit around the rooms, they'd come up with these ideas, these concepts. Here's the budget. This was Nova Blast 6, wasn't it?
Yep.
Like, you're a real core lord. Like, what are you telling them? Like, from the core lords, I reckon this is how we launch this shoe. What do you want?
Well, that's the thing. They're not really going after core lords. Core lords are not the intended market. Not silent discos, mate. Come on.
Let's say they go, okay, we want to hit the core lord market.
We
want to put on an event. We want to invite, the top 100 core lords in Australia. What are you going to get them to do?
Now, I'll just, go back to basics. Let's go for a run in this shoe. Like, let's start running again.
But that's a shakeout run.
It's not a shakeout run. You can do things. Let's get the designers in. Like, let's get the guy who designed this shoe in front of people. Let's talk details and specs. And I know it sounds boring, but that's what core lords are kind of into. Like, we want to know shoes, and we want to. ASICS once had the best ever running out I've ever seen. It was Diego Estrada. Remember him?
Oh yeah,
absolute core lord. But the ad talked about him, and I found it on YouTube because I sent it to a marketing person from another company, and I said, this is the best running ad I've ever seen. And it was talking about him being tired and having sore legs from doing so much running that he wants to put a shoe on his days off or his easy days and feel good and feel like it protects him so he can run more the next day. And that's all it was. And I listened and I'm like, that's exactly what I want a shoe to do. Like, that's a core lord talking to other core lords there.
Yeah, so make the ad, but I still want to be like, all right, and we also want to put on an event.
Yeah, well...
And you want to get people talking. Yeah, have a think about it. Come back to me next week.
Well, do we need an event? I don't know.
Maybe you don't need an event.
Just go for a run, smash a heap of beers. What the core lords did back in the day.
And get the ambassadors. Like, I love they're using the athletes too.
Yeah,
like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good to these things. A lot of good.
ASIC seem to be getting their athletes a lot in like the promo shoots and stuff as well.
Yeah, and people want to hear from the athletes.
Yeah.
But they don't want to hear, like, I heard this Sam Hopper, like in his Batt-Doyle's video, Sam Hopper asked Izzy in the front of a crowd, so what does ASIC's logo or motto, sound body, sound mind, mean to you, Izzy? And I was like, that's a terrible question, Sam. Come on, mate. That's just some cringy shit. Like, let's just ask her some questions people actually want to hear, not like a brand question. Like, ask her some running. So you can get the athletes there, but just don't corporatize it too much. There's like a real fine line between sort of being a core lord brand and actually making some money. There's like you've got to have some sort of kook to you in order to make money or work for someone or be corporate, but you can't be too cringe. And there's like a line in there. But you've got the core lord athletes. Let them do it. Just get them there, meet people, have them honest talk about their shoes too. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff I see now is just marketing. Like every like review is marketing, and no one's being honest. No one's telling us actually how they feel about a shoe because it's all paid content. So I want to get back to the honesties.
Nah, my man Ben Parks, he never takes any dollars. Uses his own money, all his shoe reviews.
Yeah.
Give you honest opinions.
He's very good. Ben Parks, very good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
There wouldn't be many in that same boat.
Let's keep going. Let's move on. I ran in Canberra. Brady, I was sitting here in the couch in the back of the store all Thursday night. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, he hasn't texted yet. Look back 20 minutes later. Oh, he hasn't sent me a text yet. And then it gets to like sleep time and I'm like, oh, how flat. Guess I'm going to have to run around Fish Week by myself. The Croaks never reached out to me like he said he would. He said he was going to pick me up, take me to a nice spot to run.
2 different spots, he said last week.
Yeah, and here I am, wake up. I'm like,
not race week. I'm not doing Ainsley and Stromlo race week.
I guess I'll just run by myself in Fish Week, listen to a podcast. Super sad.
Well, if you noticed, Moose, I actually had run that morning on the Thursday.
I'm talking about Friday, mate.
Well, Friday. I told you last week when we recorded, I'd said, or off air, that Friday was going to be another treadmill day for me.
Oh, sorry,
and it was.
mate.
Yeah.
I thought you could have maybe
I had a race to prepare
loosened
for.
up a little. Maybe met me in the middle somewhere. Coming back up next week. What do you reckon?
Possibly, yeah.
Sure, come on.
Possibly.
If I'm running. Yeah, no. What day's you up?
Monday, Tuesday.
All right. We'll sort something out.
Will we?
Monday could be a great day to have a run.
Yeah, might have a day off Monday.
So did you run again before the race?
Yeah, I ran that day. I ran 45 minutes. And then on Saturday, I didn't run. I had a day off. So, yeah, I drove up early. Good run, though. Had a shit night. Fucking baby's up. Geez, just a little... That's not an excuse, boys. Just letting you know how it is. Baby up at 1 a.m. Wake up again 5 a.m. Not a lot of sleep.
Wouldn't that just be every night for you for the last 6 months?
At least every night. So I'm sort of getting used to it, but it doesn't mean that it sort of helps you with performance to be waking up multiple times a night. But I am used to it. I'm starting to get it doesn't bother me too much, except last night it really bothered me. I was so tired. Baby woke up 10:30. An hour I spent with it before it went back to sleep. An hour at night time is like 8 hours in the day. That's how long it feels.
Whenever you wake up any time before midnight too, that hits different.
Yeah, I was asleep for like half an hour.
Yeah.
The worst. And I was so tired.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I drove up, went and sat in the stands. Sat in the stands for a bit because I got there real early. Picked my bib up. That was nice and seamless. And then I just looked around, saw all the crew rocking up, the ones that have been there. And then I'm just thinking to myself, there is not a single Kook here. This is Core Lord City. There's just people rolling in like splitties so saggy. Like they're just 10 years old, wearing trainers from 5 years ago. No one's trying to impress anybody out there. Everyone is just there to handle their own business. I loved it. Old school athletics. Not a single camera being faced at it, like FaceTimed or whatever you call it when you do a selfie. Not a single one of them going on. Just bare bones athletics. I love watching it. So yeah, I'll talk about my. I guess Brady, you got to talk about yours now.
I'll quickly whip through this week. Monday, literally, I got in the car at like 6 a.m., drove to Melbourne, got 9 in Viljoen, drove home. On the way home, stopped in Heathcote Moose. You'd remember the O'Keefe Rail Trail. Won the marathon there one year.
Man,
Pre the podcast, it would have been, wouldn't it?
Nah, sure.
Or was it Road to Berlin?
Gee, I can't even remember. I remember I had an absolute shocker. I blew up and I was like walking for bits of it, and Watto was coming up behind me.
Yeah, he was getting ready for Comrades.
Oh, what year was that? Was that not?
I think it might have been Tell Me a Tales years.
It was 2017, I reckon. It was just before it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was like April or something, wasn't it? And then you would have done Berlin in the September.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, that's a beautiful trail. Like I just went 30 minutes out, 30 minutes back. Some like little rolling hills too. Like he gets to mix it up a bit.
Was Heathcote the start or the end of it?
I went to the end of it, the Heathcote, where you would have finished that day.
Yeah,
So I kind of was driving through there on the way back to Echuca. So yeah, just stopped there. It was like 2:30, 3 p.m. Got out of the car, ran half an hour one way, half an hour back. It was beautiful. The sun was out. That was 13.5K at 4:27s. Tuesday, we got a run at Chuka this weekend coming. So my job is I'm the course director. That's my own title that I give myself. I volunteer for Community Living and Respite Services to help them put on this fun run each and every year.
Wait, is this the one you own this?
Nah, that's Sweatburst Steam. Oh. This is the other big one in town, run at Chuka. So this one, all the money raised goes for helping people with a disability. They like build different houses in town.
So you don't take a cut of this one?
Nah, I volunteered for 13 years. No cut to this one. This is 100% no. I don't even think anyone gets any cut of this one. And they raise they got big sponsors. So it raises about $48,000 every year. So they shut the old bridge. So it's like the only opportunity you get to run over the road of the old bridge, which is pretty cool. You start in one state, run over to Vic, and then come back New South Wales. So I just ran both the courses just to make sure they were the right distances, because no course changes, which is good. When you can just rinse and repeat, Marshall's in the same spot, everyone's going the same way, same start times, makes life very easy. So, yeah, ran 21.3K at 4:22s. Just need to move the turnaround point of the half marathon to bring that back. I always measure a bit over. I'll measure this at 21.2 on my watch instead of getting it. I reckon an extra 100 metres in a half marathon is okay.
Now you got to get the wheel out.
I'm not walking. It's a 10K lap and then like a 11.1K lap. So,
you can do a 10K lap.
Hey,
you did a 10K lap.
I haven't got that kind of time. So the 10K is probably closer to like 10.04. It's cutting it pretty fine. But
on your GPS, it is.
On the GPS, yeah.
What about like one of those bikes that have the measuring wheel next to it? You need that for Sweatburst Steam, I reckon.
Yeah, we might look into buying one of those, Sweatburst Steam. We could do that.
Business
talk to
investment.
Zaka, the boss.
I think they're pretty expensive.
Are they?
I think they're really expensive, actually.
Sweatverse Steam doesn't have the same big name sponsors that this one has, so we find it a bit more difficult, but that's okay. Did 7.5K in the afternoon, 4:30s. Wednesday did a workout, did 8 by 1K and then 5 by 400. 1 minute walk between the 1Kers and 45 seconds between the 400s. Was sitting at like 3:10, 3:12 pace for most of these. I did punch maybe the fifth one in 3 minutes just to see how it felt kind of running that pace, which it worried me, boys, because Strava popped up saying that was my third fastest K for the year. And I'm like, oh, that's not good when I've only ran 3 Ks quicker than like 3:05 for the whole year. And it's like nearly the end of July. I'm like, that shows how little work I've kind of done around 3 minute K pace. Yeah, it is. The other time I did it was in Run for the Kids when I fanged it at the start of the race.
Huh.
So, yeah, the 400s came out a bit easier though. I kind of looked down at my watch after 40 seconds and see like 2:55 pace. I'm like, okay, that feels all right, that kind of top end speed. 31 minutes that afternoon, 4:45s, and then kind of like shut things down pretty much. Like Thursday was 70 minutes at 4:42s. Friday, I had a bit of a sleep in because I stayed out late Thursday night watching the footy. So I just did 45 minutes before school and then 30 minutes after school. And I was like jogging at like 5 minute K pace, just like heart rate at 120. Can't get any fitter in the last couple of days before a race, just moving the legs. And then Saturday I did 30 minutes and I did some strides in the new Cloud Boom Strike light spray. What an odd feeling putting on shoes without shoelaces. You put them on yet, Croaks?
I've put them on, but I haven't run a step in them.
Yeah, like it's just weird, like insecurity I've got because I've never ran in shoes without shoelaces, and like fast as well, like doing strides, and like you're looking down and you're like, is my heel, like you question it because you're like, all you've ever known is shoelaces on shoes. So I'm thinking, is my heel moving too much? Like, is this locked down enough? Like, I have no control to make the shoe fit in a different way than it's designed to be fitted. Unless I put 2 pairs of socks on.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I was thinking. So I'm like, if this doesn't feel good, I'm like, what do I do? So yeah, it felt a bit odd, but I was just, did like 5 20-second strides. And then Saturday night I went to Bendigo just to make the trip a bit easier to get to Melbourne, which I think it was like an hour 50 from Bendigo, which wasn't too bad. Did my warm-up, started my warm-up, got about 200 metres out of the stadium. Croaks was finishing his warm-up moose, going the opposite direction. And I'm like, our man is locked in.
I did pass him on the warm-up too.
He was warming up early.
Did not turn around, didn't stop, didn't slow down.
People I was running with made comments that he like gave us nothing, looked very locked in. And then I was finishing my warm-up and him and Rob Wilson are doing a workout like on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
do you know what that screams? Look at me.
Like a primer workout.
I did the same thing at Sydney 10.
Doing a workout in front of the whole crowd getting ready.
They split it differently on their Stravas too. Like it was like the warm-up, then it was the pre-race workout, then it was the race, then it was the cool-down.
Didn't help me too much.
I was questioning myself. I'm like, am I warming up too late here? Like, have I got to take this sport more seriously? Like Croaks is looking good, locked in. Hair was a bit greyer than it has been the last time I saw him, I reckon. You reckon he's got a few extra greys since Gold Coast last year? Is probably the last time I saw him. Maybe Sydney.
Last time we raced Albert Park, Brady, I was your age. It was 7 years ago. There's 7 years difference between us. So, yeah, a bit greyer since the last time we raced Albert Park.
Yeah, was that 7 years ago?
That was 7 years ago, yep.
So I did, because then I did see you, Moose, when we were doing some strides together out the road. We maybe were a bit late because there weren't a lot of people still doing strides when you and I were out there. Snuck in off to the side, probably 3 people deep on the start line, next to my man Nick Earl, Craig Appleby, a couple of the old fellas there have XCR running. Looked over to my right, there was Croaks, so I just wanted to make sure he was within sight because I was worried about this net time and gun time. Because
there is no net time.
Doesn't there exist. Is. No, you can look it up on Results Hub.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. So you go to Results Hub and type in your name, and then it shows you your net time.
I haven't seen that actually.
Because the last thing I wanted was to beat Croaks by out dip him on the line and then he started 2 seconds behind me and he beats me on net time. It gives you your splits through 5K as well on that profile thing.
Does it? Right.
Yeah.
It must update or something.
Yeah, well, there was a timing mat at the start and a timing mat at 5K, and obviously a timing mat at the finish.
I've looked at these results. Where do you see it? I'm on results.
No, you have to. Yeah, so you have to go to athlete up the top.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then you type in Spence, and then it gives you your profile and your net time.
So 33:14 was your net time, Moose.
Oh, I like that.
What was his gun time?
But 33:20.
Yeah, he started at the back.
But
what?
Oh, I was just trying to check our Rob.
I know what you're trying to do.
Rob's net time. No, he's 1 second slower on net time.
I was well
and
back.
Gun
mate.
time. Yeah. Well, you must have been the same because it changed by the same amount.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Well, I'll just get into my recap. Gun goes, and it's crazy fast off that start line there. And in your head, you just like stay upright, stay upright, stay upright. Like, do not be the guy that falls over because you just get trampled. So if you kind of like arms in people's backs, arms in your back, nice little straight. And then it kind of settled down a bit until you hit that right-hand turn. Was keeping an eye on Nick Earl. Was trying to look sideways to see where Croaks was. And Craig Appleby and I kind of like talking on the start line saying that we wanted to try and run, break 31 minutes and then, hopefully go under by a bit more. Like, could we find 10 or 15 seconds on top of that as well? And then we're probably like 600 metres in. Nick's kind of got a bit of a gap on us already. A few people come flying past us. Apples is like, yeah, I think this is good. And I'm like, nah, this is way too quick. And then I just said, wait until we go past the K marker. And credit to AV, they got new K markers. They looked good out there, nice and big, tall, bright orange.
They were awesome. You could see them a mile away, and there's no confusion. It was spot on.
Yeah, they were great. So then we split the first K in like 3 flat. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Apples, are we trying to break 30 minutes here or are we trying to break, 31 minutes? And we're like 60th. Like they must have went so hard the first K, the group out the front. And then I'm still like, where's Croaks? Where's Hopper? I've got an eye on Nick. I'm happy I'm with Apples. I'm feeling like this is going to be the right pack. And a nice little, I don't know, we're calling it windy. It wasn't a windy day, but there was a tailwind out and a headwind back.
Yeah, you noticed the wind at the turn.
There's definitely, it's not still.
Yeah.
It's definitely windy on the way back.
And it didn't feel like it was a massive tailwind pushing us though. Like you couldn't just float and run fast. You still had to work with the tailwind.
But it wasn't like that day. It wasn't like 7 years ago, Brady, where you could actually notice the wind behind you.
Oh, yeah.
But then when you turned, it's like, where you start to feel like you're being blown across the road a bit.
Yeah,
It wasn't like that.
That year you got like 2K for free. Then you had to work really hard for 2K. And then you got 2K for free again. This was like, I've got to work to hit my splits and then I've just got to work a bit harder to hit my splits. So we did the Yui and like all I'm thinking, Moose, is where's Croaks? I'm like, where's Croaks? Where's Croaks? Hit the U-turn. I have a look. I'm like, yep, he's right behind me. Like I got 2 seconds on him at the first.
Say anything? Did he say go Brady as he went past?
You got way more than 2 seconds. You were a lot like the gap opened up really early. Yeah, like the gap was significant early, and it just pretty much stayed the same.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got some splits there because I don't think it did stay the same, but we can get into some splits. And then we were just like 2 seconds off this massive pack, which Nick Earl was in. And then a couple of us tried to go off the front to try and bridge it, but we were running into the headwind at that stage. So probably like 4K, I had to go at trying to bridge it and put in a bit of a surge to bridge it. And we'd kind of settled probably at 3K at 9, I think we were 9:12 through 3K. Bridge this gap, get in the pack with Nick Earl, and he is like legit moaning. Like, I'm like, it's 4K into a 10K race. We should not be hearing these noises this early in the race.
It's so ugly, isn't it? It's just a foul noise that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah,
I've copped that before, and copped it early too. I remember a Run for the Kids one year. You came out of the tunnel from the start. It was at like 3K mark of a 14K race.
Yeah.
And he's just heaving like, oh, you just like give it a rest, mate. It's a lot of show.
If he's in a pain cave like that early in the race, I kind of respect it. But then he because you still got 6K to get through if you're in that much pain. But anyway, and then I kind of worked pretty hard to get up to that pack, and then we did the Yui for it to turn into a tailwind again, and I felt like the boys just picked it up, and I couldn't really match it, so I kind of got dropped, and then went through 5K in like 15:22. And I'm like, I felt like it was maybe like a 15:10, 15:15. I didn't see Croaks on that U-turn. And I'm like, shit, he's right behind me. Like, I didn't see him because he was literally turned right behind me. And then Forrest Robertson went past me. I'd got dropped from my pack. I just went through this negative patch. And I'm like, deja vu. Here we go. Croaks is going to pick me up at the 6 or 7K mark. He's going to surge past me. I'm like, because in my head, I was like, Croaks will run between 30, 40 and 31 flat, and I'm just ran the first 5K at like 30, 44 pace. So I'm like, I'm right on where he's got to be. And then I got on the back of someone from Peninsula, I think it was, orange singlet. And then, this other guy from, I think it was Diamond Valley. You guys ever heard of Caden Murray? There's so many new guys now. Like I'm in 50th spot. So like there's these young kids I've never heard of that are just, this guy ran 30:09. I looked him up on his profile yesterday down at Launceston recently. And then we got to the furthest turnaround at like 7K, and I saw Croaks. I'm like, oh, that gap's grown. And then like I got that dog in me. I was like, we got to keep the foot down, boys. I said to the two guys I'm with, because we hit the wind, I'm like, we take 1 minute each for the next 2K. That gets us to 9K. We just got to bury this bloke behind us. Like, let's go. And then
Did you actually say that to them?
I said that to him. I said
like,
1 minute each. I'll do the first 1 minute. Then I went to the front of the pack. I dropped the third guy, and I'm like, well, he's no good for his 1 minute turn now. And then this Caden Murray guy, I hope he's a listener because I'm praising him. He then went to the front and just was strong off the front until about 8.5, 9K. I had another go at the front. And then we get to the when you turn into the track, I'm looking at my watch through 9K, and it said 28 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to break 31. Like Croaks is a 31-minute guy. He must be very, very close to me. I was running so scared. And I saw Libby and Jackson. They were on the turn when you get into the track, and they're two of the nicest people. I reckon you would have met Libby and Jackson up at the Gold Coast. Libby Hughes. You know Libby? Don't know. Anyway, just people I know. It's okay if you don't know a Moose. And they're just like two of the nicest people, and they're like, go Brady, woo, you're running great. And all I replied to them, I felt like a bit of a prick. I was just like, where's Croaks? And they're like, remember the guy off, I've got it here ready to go. Remember the guy off A Current Affair, like the dog barking guy? And they're like, what did you say? And I'm like, pretty much like dog barking at him, like, where's Croaks? Where is he? Where is he? This guy? Remember that guy? I was pretty much just like, where is he? Where is he? And they're like, oh, he's like 50 meters back. And then I'm like, oh, I can relax. I can run into the stadium, cross the line in 30:59. Got the head to head. That's my recap.
I'm glad I bring the best out of you, Brady.
Oh, you did not. I was running in fear of like, I've cooked this again. Because my plan was sit behind you the whole way, out kick you on the track. And then I didn't sit in the same package for the whole race. And I'm like, I've made a mistake tactically. But yeah, just
I was never in the race, Brady. I was never close to you, and I was never catching you.
Well, in my head, I'm like, you've raced this so smart. You've sat here perfectly. Because I went 15:22, then 15:37. I'm like, he'll run 15:30, and then he'll run 15:20, and he'll come in with me. So I don't know if I had an okay good day and you had a bad day, but yeah, it's good to show me where I was at. But I was definitely
outside that first K. You were actually very even through your run.
You can see we lost a bit on that headwind for the second time. Like we ran a 3:08 and a 3:11, didn't we? Like trying to But we ran through the field.
Was a headwind though.
Yeah.
And when you're fatigued in a 10K.
Yeah, and we come home in 3 flats, so come home reasonably strong. So now it's good. It just gives me some good data where I'm at the moment. And I jotted down some because Zach had put a poll on. So I was real disappointed with these 3 people in particular that voted that Croaks would beat me in the race. So like Dan Nash voted for Croaks, real pissed off with him. Cam Myers, Kind of,
my
he
boy.
should. Yeah,
Thanks,
voted for
Cam.
you.
Sorry,
Like,
Cam.
come
Sorry,
on,
Cam.
Canberra
Really
sticks. Canberra sticks with
Yeah.
Canberra though.
I can see it.
If I had known Cam had backed me in, maybe I would have tried a bit harder. See, that's what I needed. I needed a bit more motivation out there on Sunday. That might have been it. I didn't know.
I did screenshot and save the whole list of the because you got 56% of the vote and I got 44. But this one really hurt me, and I had to speak to this individual privately and just go, "Hey, what's going on here?" Chriso from Norway.
Oh,
Chriso, we've been friends for a long time. I've saved doing it.
It's lactate monitor buddies.
He just pretty much said to me, "Is I just Croaks on a different level to you at the moment. That's how it's going to end." I was like, "Okay, Chriso, we'll discuss this on the OG monthly this week."
That shows how much
you had so much motivation going into this.
And then
shows how much Chriso knows about running, though. We can say clearly now, Chriso knows fuck all about running.
He's probably disowned me because I haven't heard from him since the race. He didn't send me a message going, "Oh, what happened? Good run? Bad run? Nothing."
Yeah, we let him down.
He's off me.
Will you tell us about your recount? Because we were 10 seconds apart from each other most of the race. It sounds like we had different experiences of it.
Yeah, so as you said, the start was crazy. And so I sort of, Rory Thornhill, a triathlete that spent some time in Canberra, he was down. I was sort of standing next to him, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, there's some people in Canberra have told me that if you beat me, I have to buy them breakfast." And I was just like, why is this a thing? Everyone can't lose to me or wants to beat me. And I said, "Oh, what are you hoping to run?" He's like, 30-30. So I'm like, "Oh, you could probably push up a bit further." But I just made sure I gave myself enough space because, as you said, that sort of environment is where falls are likely to happen because everyone's a pretty, accomplished club runner, has really high goals and wants to get out fast. So I sort of almost gave myself a bit of extra space, had my hand out in front to make sure that I could give the person a bit of a push in front, get them going. And yeah, as you said, it was just crazy how fast it went out. And I just don't have the ability to go super quick at the start for two reasons. One, physically, but also two, my race is done. If I run 3-minute Ks for the first K, I'm well above my threshold and I'm cooked. So I tried to be somewhat sensible, but being sensible meant that I was way back. I remember looking about 800 meters in going, "Oh my God, am I already this far behind?" And I'm running behind people that I know are probably not going to break 32 minutes, but there's nowhere to go because the road is cut in half. There's witches' hats. And so I did sort of duck out to the side because I'm trapped, because there's no packs forming. Nothing's opening up. It's so deep. So I sort of tried to accelerate down in the middle of the road to try and just get through some people. And then saw maybe a kilometer at 3:05. There's never really a strong pack for us. It sort of was just, I think, Hopper was generally just right behind me the whole way. And then I think, similar to you, 3K, I think going into it, I was hoping it would be one of those days where you feel like you're running 3:06s like I was in Sydney, but I'm actually running 3:03s, that Lakeside vortex, and then hit 3K at 9:15. I'm like, well, this is pretty much just, 31-minute flat pace again. And then went through 5K in, what was it? I got it here. Watch beat just before 15:30. So it was 15:32. And then I started to get real negative. I'm just I feel like I've just had this one gear this whole way. And the best I could possibly do here is hold this. But even that's probably unlikely knowing that wind's pretty strong on the way back. And so I just got negative. When you go from being engaged into the race to almost on just autopilot, just going, I'm just putting one foot in front of the other now, to almost get to the finish line. And I think Hopper went in front at one point. And then what sort of got me a little bit motivated was Nick Earl at the far turnaround. He was coming back pretty quick. But at that point, I didn't even know it was Nick because he's a twin. I'm like, is this Johnny Earl? So when all the other runners are coming back the other way, I'm looking through the packs to see if I can see another Earl, and there's no other Earl. I'm like, okay, it must be Nick. So then we caught Nick right as we're basically turning to come back. So there's Hopper there, and like I'm thinking to myself, well, I should beat Nick now because he's coming back really quickly. I'm not completely burying myself here. But then there was when we turned to come back, like all Hopper wanted to do was win this race, and like I feel like Hopper would have just jogged all the way back and sprinted at the end just to finish. Like he didn't give a shit about time, which he probably cost himself 20, 30 seconds by just worrying about beating me.
30 seconds. You reckon he was 30 seconds in front of you? You beat him by a minute at Sydney.
Well, I don't know, but that's the thing.
Didn't you run a PB?
No, he's run like 30-40 or something.
Oh,
maybe on one of those short Sydney 10 years. Anyway, we're heading back into the headwind. I know that Nick's not going to be much use at all because he's cooked. And Hopper then goes to the far left, which is actually running further. Nick then cuts to the right, which is the shortest way. So I then tuck in behind him for a little bit, and I'm like, well, we've slowed down massively here. I'm not willing. I don't want to just jog to the finish line, so I'll go to the front. But when you go to the front, but you're not really driving it, you're just still running within yourself. So I just and that you can see by the splits. Like I went, where are we? Yeah, so I was on my Garmin 304, 304, 305, 307, 306, then 309. So that was the 6K, which that's sort of when I started to get like a bit just negative about things. And then a 306 for the 7th, which must have been when I sort of saw Nick Earl coming back. And then we turned and went 313, 312. And this is where I'm just going, just get me to the finish now. And then with a K to go, I'm like, okay, because I've backed off a little bit for the last 2K, I may as well at least surge a little bit because Hopper's still behind me. I knew I wasn't going to outkick him, but I thought if I make this next 700 of the last K difficult, it might actually like stop Nick Earl from having a sprint finish at the end. And I think that quicker last K did then mean that Nick was never really in the equation because according to Strava, I went from 312 for the 9th K to 303 for the last one. So I was able to like pick it up a little bit, but it was there just wasn't that mongrel of, because I think I just got negative knowing that I'm on 31-minute pace again here through halfway. Didn't feel like I could really accelerate, pick it up. And I'm like, well, what am I burying myself for? Like I'm not running for a team. I'm not going to run much faster than Sydney 10. Like what's the motivation to really dig? Whereas Sydney 10, I hadn't actually posted a decent time because I'd come off that Canberra Marathon 10K, which was closer to 32. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to like prove that I'm actually in good shape. And like I really went to the well in that last 2K to the point that in those feeling in the last kilometer of a 10K race where your legs start getting wobbly, you go to accelerate and you're like, oh shit, I may not make the finish. I just need to back off a little bit. That was Sydney 10, whereas I didn't quite have that feeling here because I just didn't have anything to really get me pumped. So,
I think the course dynamic of having a real headwind at 7K when you're at your probably hardest point mentally in the race to cop a headwind, it's a difficult place to start to push through, knowing that you're still probably nearly 10 minutes away from the finish out there and you're already at your limit. That's a bad place to get a headwind. And I look at your splits and think you went 309, then you went 3.6, then you went 3.13. That's not bad. It's probably a 5 to 7 second headwind per K.
Yeah, and look, as much as I was sort of disappointed with the run because the whole reason of coming down was to try and run faster than I did at Sydney 10. So I was disappointed that I didn't do that, and I was disappointed that, I mentally just wasn't like willing to really like give it absolutely everything. But then when you look at it, even being sort of disengaged from the race, like there was no real blow up. Like I could go on autopilot and still churn out fairly consistent kilometers. And then when you look at it, 20 seconds over a 10K, like it's not a huge difference. It's not like I've had a shocker. Like I'm 46 in a month. And, you got to, I suppose look at the positives in that, like, 3 years ago I was told I probably wouldn't run again, and there's not that many 45-year-olds running 31 low for 10K. So
only one in that race.
Nah, my man from Bendigo, Sean White, was just behind him, Moose.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
was 31-30 something, wasn't he? So Croak still got him, but there's another 45-year-old out there.
Croak's still winning. Still winning, Croak's.
Still winning.
That was the main race, over 45s. Don't worry about Brady. Don't worry about coming 55th. Worry about first in the over 45s. We live in that now. That's our world,
where we
Croaks.
live.
Me and you.
Well, that's it, bro. That Moose, they have age groups for a reason, because as you get older, you are meant to slow down.
And Craig Appleby won 40 plus, and I think he was like 31-10, wasn't he?
Yeah, 31-10, 31-11. So, yeah,
Yeah,
so
like you nearly
10 seconds behind being like top over 40.
Yeah.
And look, Nick Earl was a good scalp as well. I don't think I've ever beaten Nick before.
Nick legit at the finish line. I said, "Did you beat Croaks?" And he goes, "Yeah, I bet him. He was so up and about." I'm like, and then 2 hours later, I checked the results, and even he checked the results. It's like, oh no, it turns out I didn't beat Croaks.
Yeah, because what happened was I crossed the finish line and I pretty much stopped, and he was obviously cooked. He's gone through the finish line and just gone past me. So by the time I've actually then walked up to him, I've come in from behind to pat him on the back. So he's thought he's beaten me.
Gotcha.
But he must have been so cooked because I was literally 2 or 3 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah.
So he must have, his eyes must have gone all blurry or something.
He looks up. You've seen him though. He looks at the sky when he runs. The head goes back and the eyeballs go up towards the stars.
But I caught up with him. Went out for breakfast with Reese and Mattress and Gemma Maney, and then so I was with Reese, and then we bumped into Mattress, and he said, "Oh, we're going to go here," and then went and had some drinks with the Melbourne Uni crew afterwards, and Nick bought me a drink, so which I never thought would happen. So Brady beats me in a race, and Nick buys me a drink. 2 miracles in the space of about 4 hours.
Two of the tightest blokes ever too. They would have been drinking pots, Brady. Just hoping one of them could.
He bought me
would have been happy hour for sure.
I went to repay him. He's like, "Oh no, I'm about to head off." I was like,
Brunswick bitter or something like that. Would have been some real like cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the more I reflect on it, I'm like, it was okay. I just I needed to be part of a club. That's what I needed to have. Like, let's say Sydney Uni sent a team down, and I'm racing with like we came down for 10 relays back in like 2012, and you're rinsing yourself for your teammates, not for yourself. And I didn't have that.
It didn't help that much, trust me.
Well, Moose,
I saw the photo, Moose. It looked like you're going pretty deep.
I'm looking at your K splits here. And a 3:07 first K with the training you've been doing. I can't imagine.
Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty impressive.
It's actually impressive you can spit one of those out. But I'm not sure what your heart rate would have been doing, what your lactate levels would have been doing after throwing a 3:07K.
You know what, though? I've actually started my watch when the gun went. So that includes 6 seconds of me walking.
So you've gone faster than me then for the first K, Moose. I was 3:04.
It's so weird because I was about 10 spots back. No, way more than 10, actually. I was probably like 20 spots back. And I've never been really in that position that I can remember in a race. And the gun went and I'm like, oh, okay, guess we're not running straight away. And then you just walk slowly up to the line. I'm like, what's going on? This is a bizarre start to a race. And then once it goes, everyone just takes off. And I'm like, all right, I guess we're going now. And there's people around you and it's just a free-for-all back there. And I'm looking around going, shit, there's a few different body types back here that I'm used to seeing. I'm around my people. I'm around the heavy set crew back there. But 3-minute K, it didn't feel like that at all. I went through the 1K marker and it said 3:19. So I don't know whether that's right, whether Strava's right there. Yeah, I don't believe it's right. Anyway,
because even your net versus your gun time is not huge. Was it like 7? Was it 7 seconds? 8 seconds?
6 seconds. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely looked at the marker and I was at 3:19 and I thought, okay, that's pretty good. So yeah, I wouldn't trust that too much. Okay. I'm not sure what's happened there. So I got out and I found myself in packs. I recognised a few people actually. It was quite good, and just settled around where I thought they would be. I wasn't looking at my watch for pace at all. I just looked at that 1K marker to hope that I hadn't made too much of a mistake. And then it felt really hard early. I'll be totally honest. Like I accidentally looked down at that 1K mark and saw my heart rate at the 1K mark, and I'm like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that, because now I know that my effort level is just so high for the 1K mark of a 10K race. And the good thing about it is, being that far back, there are no packs. It is just a constant stream of people, and it's actually really easy to get around them if you want to, and you can sit in. There's people going forwards and back, and it's very, I'd say it's friendly back there. People are up and about. They're like, no one's trying to cut anyone off. No one's passing around cones, like cutting cones or whatever. It's just a bit of a team spirit when you're back there. I turned around into the wind at the 3K mark, and I found myself at the front of like this mini little gap. And then, just as soon as I felt that wind, I knew, shit, I'm looking for the finish already. Like I'm actually looking for the finish. And so I knew I had to get through to the turnaround just to get some tailwind. I went through the 5K on my watch in 16:32, which it did. That includes that 6 seconds at the start. So I went through in probably 15:26 and thought, 16:26. Yeah, and I thought there's not a chance I can hold that for another 5K. And I was just using people from then on in to help like guide my pace. So I'll just jump on the back of someone and try and last as long as I could with them. And then they'd sort of drop me, and then someone would come around and I would try and hang on for maybe like 30 seconds. And then I would run up the back of a guy who we were passing, and I'd stay with him and get my breath back. And then someone would go around and I'd jump on them. It wasn't pretty. Then we turned around. Like I thought, okay, I'm sort of holding on all right till the 7K, and then I turned around and all of a sudden I was running like 324, 327. That 9th K was bad. I would have got passed by 30 people in that 9th K. And then at the 9K mark, Rob Wilson comes up beside me. And I think, hold on, have some fucking self-respect. You're not dead. Rob Wilson's not going to beat you today. Come on. And he pushes past, and like he's in a bit of a group, and I think, okay, 1K to go. At least I'll have a little race here. I get to race Rob Wilson and beat him. That'll be nice today. And so he comes around and he sits right in front of me and fucking handbrakes. And all of a sudden I'm like running up the back of him. A bloke run up the back of him, had to sort of squeeze kind of in front, and then he like couldn't get around, so he tried to get in front of Rob, and it was like nearly a massive stack. There was like 3 guys that nearly stacked it in front of this group, and it just kind of interesting to see like everyone on edge with a K to go. It was quite fun. This is when the race got fun, and not from fun because it was still hurting and I couldn't really increase my speed, but it was just fun to be in a real race to the finish. So Rob sort of takes off. He slowed down and said, "Rob, what are you doing? Get going. Like, don't stop now." And then he kind of pushed on a little bit, and I just ran up behind him. And then the best thing ever happened. Gemma Maney on the sideline, as I passed her, shouts out, "Go, Zaka."
Oh.
I'm like, Zaka? Behind me that close? I'm like, fuck that. This is all of a sudden, like we were racing again. And then someone else called out, "Go, Zaka." And I could hear something behind me. I didn't know whether it was like some sort of wild pig, like that someone had speared out there. It was just the most heinous noise. Like it's like off a National Geographic movie or something. I'm like, gee, I think that could be Zaka. I don't need to worry about people calling out, "Go, Zaka." I can actually hear him. And So he was right behind me at that point. I'm like, oh, he's going to be running out of spite too. Like that bloke wants a scalp. He's been looking at me for 5K. And I didn't know he was there, but he's been looking at the back of my singlet. And now,
imagine Rob and Zach are both getting you.
Oh, mate. And my kids were there. They would have come up and said, Daddy, did that man beat you? I'm like, oh.
I thought you were good at this sport.
Yeah, we're going to do something else. I thought a triathlon or something. But anyway, I hit the track and I thought, oh, here's the time to kick down. And Rob was behind me at that point. I sort of got past him. And then there was a Geelong fella ahead. And I thought, oh, maybe I sneak into our top 6, maybe. Delusional thinking. Didn't catch him. He ran off on me. We finished. I sort of looked at the clock, thought, 33, maybe 19, 20. Then it's all gun time, though, in AV. Doesn't really matter about your chip time. I forgot to stop my watch and then just walked off out of there. Went and sat down, had a few cups of water, reflected. And, yeah, the boys and then everyone, the Geelong fellas coming round. Oh, big PB. Oh, I broke 30 for the first time. Everyone's up and about. And I'm like, geez, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Holy shit. Like, this is such a contrast in how our races went. And then, like, it was just you just see all these young fellas up and coming. And I'm like sitting there just totally beat up running 33:20. So much, like, it's slower than my marathon pace used to be by a fair stretch. And I've just gone all out to hit it. Even regardless of how little I've run over the last 3 months, average probably 30K a week. Regardless of that, I always felt like in the back of my head, I could go out and punch a fast race. And it gives me faith that training and fitness pays off because I haven't done it and I don't get the rewards for it. So there's beauty in that.
I also think it's brilliant though that like you've represented the country and you come second at Ballarat 15K that year?
Third.
Second, third. Zaka won Burnley half one year. And here you two boys are. I've just got the results open. You're kind of like sprinting off for 160th place. Like you guys are still involved. You're still out there. Like I think that's great. And that's like core lord behavior. Like you could have just gone and just like drank beers and like given up on the sport. And
there wasn't much. It's hard for me to get any wins out of that today. It was sort of loss. Like I was never going to come out of it looking pretty. Everyone out there is kicking my ass, but it does feel good to be in a competitive environment and back in my sport. Like these are my people. I feel like watching events and talking about them on the sidelines is so different from feeling what it's like in that race atmosphere. Yeah. Gold Coast showed me that watching from the sidelines the other week. I could never be someone who just trains and doesn't race. Like I just like the testing and the resolve. And how often in your daily life do you get to find a limit and test and challenge yourself like that?
Yeah, like to hurt like that.
Yeah, fun running gives you something different. Fun running allows you to test yourself.
Yeah, I think your success criteria was like A, get there, and B, finish, and just you get a data point now too. You go, all right, my threshold pace should probably be around a bit here. This is what I need to work on.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, like I don't really care so much about that at the moment. I'm just like, I want to just get back to running with other people a bit more and doing workouts with other people. But boys, I was 14th for Geelong. 14th. Do you know what that means? It means that I'm not in Div 1 and I'm not in Div 2. I was a scorer for Div 3. Now,
what division is that? Does it correspond to?
Oh, our third team? Fuck,
yeah, because so your first 6 guys were in Div 2.
Let me check.
Which Geelong had a blinder. They finished. Were they second overall again?
Yeah, they would have been second overall.
If they were in Premier Division, they would have been second overall. Sandringham got the win, 68 points, which is phenomenal. 68 points for 6 finishes. Western A's second, 241. Bendigo Bats third. Croaks didn't put that in here. But anyway, Bendigo Bats were third.
Put Geelong in there though, didn't I?
Yeah, you put Geelong in there.
Appreciate
Geelong
that.
team's up and about. A couple of those blokes come up to me in the warm-up. I said, I'm like a life member of Geelong. Boys back in the day. But no one loves Geelong as much as I love them. Like
no one would know who you were. Like I didn't even know who half these cats were. And
they would know me. They'd know me, Mottram, Troopy.
Yeah,
maybe
there's
Rowan Walker. 4 legends of that club.
Oh, I saw Rowan. Rowan come in the store. Yeah, I had a good chat to Rowan. Great chat to Rowan. That was
in
on
Canberra.
Yeah, on Friday. Come in on Friday. We had a chat. I said, Brad Croker? He goes, never heard of him.
Can you remember the round that used to be the Collarbin relays where you had to run from like Harcourt to Bendigo?
Got to put that photo up, mate.
Oh, yeah. One year, Rowan and I must have been doing like leg 4 and 5 or whatever. So he had to come in my car, and because I was from around there, I knew where the back roads, and I'll drop you here, then you get in my car and drive here. And I just got to spend like an hour with him. I'd never met him before. I was like very impressionable 24-year-old, and I was like, hey, you got nowhere to go. You have to talk to me for the next hour, and just like loved being in his presence.
Yeah,
probably would have no idea who I am now.
Won Melbourne Marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah. He big dog in the Navy, big officer.
We've had him on the show, listeners. If you're not sure who we're talking about, it probably won't show up in the latest like 200 episodes or whatever, but just Google Inside Running Podcast, Rowan Walker. Moose interviewed him. Great guy.
Yeah. He really is. Yeah, anyway.
I'll go through the results while we're here too. Matt Buckell got the win, 29.08. Jordan Skelly. This is Aaron Scott's guy, UK guy living over here in Australia, 29.20. So he was invitation, wasn't he? Or was he run for a club? James.
No, so he's based up in Queensland at the moment doing so I think he wore like a Gold Coast Runco singlet at Sydney 10.
That's right. He had that on yesterday too, didn't he?
So he's basically improved his time so he's done Sydney 10 and he ran, I think, 29, just broke 30 at Sydney 10. Then he went to Launceston and ran maybe 15 seconds faster. Then he went to Gold Coast and ran maybe like 29.20 or 29.30 and then run faster again here.
Yeah, so he was unattached. So James Heneghan, he's one of the Sandringham new guys too, I think, from overseas, but he's registered for Sandringham. So he would have got second in the state champs. And then Evander Scott from Geelong, 29.33, probably would have got the state bronze medal.
Yeah, that'd be right.
And then Ben Buckingham was in 5th. How many guys? It wasn't like, when you look at the results, it wasn't like a really fast day. Only 13 people under 30. But the depth there with 284 under 35 minutes. In the women's, Donve Viljoen, she won that easy. 33.28, beat Nat Rule, 33.51. Stella Radford, 34.22. Looked like because they had a live stream, which they didn't advertise like beforehand, but in the stadium on the big screen, you could like watch the racing. So, you could see that where she put in the move, and as she was coming in the stadium, thought that was a real good initiative as well. Probably just need some commentary. Like I went to rewatch it, and it's just a bit like someone on a bike. Like the quality was good, but they just need some commentary over the top. Box Hill there won the women's 59 point, Sandringham 73. So a great day out, boys. That was a Lakeside 10K. Fun day. We're going to do Ballarat half marathon in a couple of weeks. Moose?
Yeah, I think I am.
Croaks, come down.
I will not be there. We're going to Thailand. What date is it? We're going to Thailand in 2 weeks.
2 weeks yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's thank some Patreon supporters, hey? Oh, before I move on, Strava auto-linking you to events.
Oh, I hate that.
Can we opt out? You should have to you can, I know, unlink yourself, but you should have to opt into that.
I don't know how to unlink yourself.
Yeah, click on your run and then just go unlink.
From where? Your phone. I can't see it. Oh, on your phone.
Because, people, it was pretty smart because I know at Calder Park, people created an event there and then you did the Calder Park relays and you got linked to like a coaching company. So then everyone which is pretty smart, they've done that. So they've got every person who's done it linked in. But I was linked in at like, I don't know, the 2XU training session for Melbourne Marathon yesterday in my cool down. And I was linked into a Melbourne Marathon training session. And I'm like, I know what you guys are doing. Because then I've got 6,000 followers. So all my followers get an ad for the Nike Melbourne Marathon and the TXU training session.
Croaks and I ran behind that run club, didn't we, Croaks? We were part of it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if it just happens like that, it's a bit of a but people actually name them just to get the stuff on Strava. Like there is no run event going. So that's sneaky as well. So watch out for that. Patron supporters. Moose, who you got? Or Croaks? No, you go first. Who you got?
I got Thomas Silvestro. His Strava's locked down, but found a few results. I think they're his. He actually ran yesterday. He ran 34:49, Lakeside 10K, 75 minutes at the 2024 Gold Coast Half Marathon, and pretty sure he ran 2:34 at the 2024 Berlin Marathon. He's an assistant project manager at Tomorrow Group, which is a construction company. So congratulations on your sub 35 yesterday, Thomas, and thanks for your support.
Good work on the PB, Thomas. Who you got, Moose?
Me, Patrick Nichols from New Gisborne. Oh, is that a suburb of Gisborne?
Yeah.
Are we out there?
On the highway there's like a New Gisborne sign-off, turn-off, and then there's a Gisborne turn-off.
Jeez, it's not creative, is it? Yeah. Just like call a town close by. We'll just call it New Gisborne.
You'd be a bit offended, wouldn't you, if you're in old Gisborne, though? You're like, we're just Gisborne.
Who'd want to live in New Gisborne, though? It's like people want to live in the old town.
I think it'd be the nicer new developed part.
I'm not calling that nice, though. Like, you think that's nice because you're a bogan, but I don't think that's nice. I like the heritage.
Do you know how old my house is? My house was built in 1956. I'm an old school guy.
Well, why do you think the new developments are the nice bit?
I'm a central Moama boy in an old, cottage, Moose.
Okay. All right. What about the new farm that you bought?
The new estates.
The farm that you bought?
Nah, I didn't end up buying that farm.
Oh.
Would have been a nice farm. I know nothing about farming too. It was a bit of a hard sell to get that across the line with Carly. Let's buy a farm 120 kilometres away from where we actually live.
I'd love to see you in a Nakubra.
I had a vineyard.
Oh, yeah.
Had a tennis court, had a pool.
A couple of dogs just running around the paddocks, Croaks.
Get a couple of
no
goats.
Fences.
Do some yoga goating. What's it called? Goat yoga? Yoga?
New business for you.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, back to you.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about Patrick Nichols from New Gisborne. His Strava's locked down. What do you reckon people lock their Strava down for? Do you reckon it's privacy or what?
Probably. It makes my job a lot harder.
Yeah. Maybe just open it up when Croaks, guess it'll let Croaks in. Just unblock it for Croaks. But based on his profile pic, we think he runs for Melbourne Uni. And then Zach has chipped in here and said, yeah, he is a pilot, flight instructor. Nearly got him to charter us a plane for Melbourne Uni one year. That'd be right. There's a few Melbourne teams with a lot of money floating around, and Melbourne Uni's one of them. I won't say the others because they get real hurt and sad when we talk about it. Ran 16:31 at the 2024 Richmond Harriers Tiger 5K, then 34:59 at this year's Sydney 10, and 79 minutes at the 2024 Geelong River Half Marathon. So, Patrick, thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. I'm going to thank Laura Kistmaker. Do you reckon I got that right, boys? From the Gold Coast. Laura comments on a bit of stuff too, doesn't she? I've seen this name pop up before.
Kistmaker. Yeah.
From the Gold Coast. Her Strava's locked down as well, but her bio says that she's a mum, wife, teacher and runner. There we go. Chalky. I'm pretty sure that Laura has ran 45:23 at the 2024 Bridge to Brisbane 10K. 1:39 at the 2017 Noosa Half Marathon and 3:27 at last year's Sydney Marathon. So thank you, Laura, Patrick, Thomas, for your support of the Inside Run podcast. If you like what we do, I feel like I say the same stuff every week, but patreon.com/Inside Run podcast is a great place to support us. Early access, bonus episodes, opportunities to submit your core or Kook segments a bit later on. Shoe Geeks, you get all the OG monthly, you get Road to Somewhere, they'll be recording this week. You get an opportunity to get tickets to our live shows, which we got 2 of those coming up at Sydney. So, yeah.
Shop our favourites too.
Shop our favourites, you get a discount.
Do you know what? That's a good time to jump on that because
what's on there? What's some favourites?
Well, what's about to come out? I don't know whether a couple of sneaky little New Balance shoes about to drop. Then the On Cloudboom Strike 2, the one that the purple one that I got. Then there's also the Brooks Hyperion Elite 6. There's a bunch of shoes about to come out, real good ones. So
Patreon discount pays for your membership.
Yeah, you're basically making money.
Yeah.
Making money.
Running news. This week's running news segment is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Sydney Harbour 10 Croaks. Ed Marks.
It's pretty much the only event on. Well, there's not a lot on at the moment because Com Games has kicked off, so the Diamond League circuit sort of stopped for a few weeks. But Ed Marks went up to Sydney, ran 28.12, broke Marty Dent's course record, which I reckon was like 28.40 odd from the first year that this event was held. So he's absolutely smashed it. Luke Hince was second, 28.51, and Liam Cashin was third in 29 flat. In the women's, Holly Campbell got the win, 32.39. Amy Robinson was second, 33.50, and Eloise Wellings was third in 34.19. $2,000 was the prize for first place.
Yeah, paid down to third. Remember we were talking about that last week?
Yeah. Was there? I wonder if there was a course record bonus as well.
AV really got to put some prize money into that Lakeside though, because Ed Marks, big XCR guy, Liam Cashin, big XCR guy. Both ran quicker times than there was one in yesterday. But they should be on home soil in their club singlets, winning like money, in my opinion.
Well, even Sydney 10 had prize money. It wasn't $2,000, but it was might have been 1,000 or 500 maybe. Yeah,
Ed Marks in shape. Had some whispers about the deal signing too. After we mentioned that last week, heard the brand. Expect to see him in a pro kit ASAP.
What brand?
That's not my place to break that one, I don't think, is it? Let Ed do it himself.
Yeah, give it to Ed. I don't think so.
Yeah. Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration, chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it simple. They've got a free online planner on their website. Go to visit precisionhydration.com. Get your numbers today. Couple of whispers / other things that were announced. Izzy Batt-Doyle and Pat Tiernan, Chicago Marathon boys. We're wondering what major Izzy was going to do. That was good to see those two names in that release. Chicago's fast. October, I reckon it's 3 weeks after the World Half Marathon Championships in Copenhagen. So Izzy will do that and then do Chicago. They haven't picked that team yet though, have they? She'll be in it. I don't think She's the record holder, but good transition for her. And good to see Pat's entered into another marathon.
I think Ed will be in that half marathon team as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They'd have to pick it soon, wouldn't they? I don't know.
AA.
We'll see. Yeah. What else did I see today? Oh, I like this from Dick Telford. There was a photo circulating and the DMs filled up when this photo went around with it was a photo of Cam Myers and Jude Thomas like training together, and there's like a photo of like, is it Jude giving Dick like a high five?
Fist pump.
Fist pump, yeah. And everyone's like, oh, Jude Thomas, the prince who was promised, has changed training groups. Like he's training with Cam Myers. This could be it. Like, but then, yeah, Dick did do a tweet saying that he's pretty much joined their group on loan from Collis Birmingham at the moment, his coach, because they're like just trained together, like training partners kind of thing. So I like that Dick put a full stop on that straight away before it can turn into too much speculation. But that'd be great for Cam to have a training partner, and great for to Jude to learn off Cam, because Cam's progressed. Like they would have been very even throughout their junior careers. Maybe Jude a bit older, 2 or 3 years older.
Jude's older, for sure.
Much older. But I remember Cam, when we've talked to him, has always talked up Jude.
Jude, yeah.
He won a slab of kombucha off me that I'm about to drop off to him next week, actually.
Yeah. I think he speaks highly of him.
Yeah.
Success breeds success too. Like if someone's having success.
Oh, get around him.
Oh, like if you're Jude and you basically know that one of your countrymen is one of the best in the world, like why wouldn't you want to train with him?
Jump in the reps, Jude. So yeah, another one. Put a watch on Brett Robinson's Sunshine Coast Marathon this weekend. It's coming up. Hard workout we're hearing into a race later on in the year. I'm not reading that next bit out. That's too saucy. Whoever typed that in there. The group chat was firing up today, wasn't it?
Bit going on in there.
Well, yeah.
Bit going on in the group chat on a Monday morning.
I've heard this one from two sources, so.
2 sources on that one. Yeah. Keep a watch on And we were reminiscent about Brett had a lot of success when London was in October, and then he broke the Australian record at Fukuoka. Like a hard marathon, maybe a few weeks out from another marathon, is a successful thing he's worked in the past. And then, another one, a lot of pros in my DMs the last week agreeing with my comments about the pro kit last week, fellas.
How many pros do you know
in
your
pros.
DMs? I have serious doubts about that whisper.
No, that's when I say a lot, I'm going to say.
I know one.
Yeah,
there was one.
There was two in there. So a bit of exaggeration. Two very respected pros. And I've got the answer for brands here as well. So what you need to do, you need to keep your pro and elite kit, and then just develop an ambassador/development kit. Like let's that next tier down, or someone who's really good on social media, just give them the other colorway. It's fine. Your logo is going to be plastered everywhere. You're going to get the reach. You keep the pros happy.
I love how passionate you are about this.
The respect. I'm big on like respecting the pros.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy it. I enjoy you found your topic that you just get you going. And anytime someone's not like on a minimum $50,000 a year contract wearing that kit, fucking get them out of it. I say, call them out, boo them.
No,
boo them when they run past.
You don't want people getting booed. But yeah, there needs to be some kind of separation there, I feel. And then the other one, this come in on the DMs as well. Was it Steve? I reckon it was Steve. Stewie got hit by a bike, boys. That's why he ran 3:45 in that 1500. And it was hit by a bike on the track. You know when the bikes get on the track and like train it? These are still unconfirmed, but it's come from good sources, this one, that this is what happened to him. And it is kind of shitty that you don't get like hey, this is what happened from their coach or their brand or AA or whatever, that you have to, because we had a 5-minute conversation talking about, is Stewie done? Like we thought he legit just was in 3:45 shape.
So, but why is he racing?
Taken out by a bike.
Why is he racing if he can't finish a race properly?
I think he's also had some other I heard a whisper yesterday that he also has OP. So he had some OP issues around Maury Plant meet, and it's sort of come back. And so that's also part of the reason why he's, I think, coming home.
Did it come back because someone ran over him on a bike?
Not sure.
Yeah. So, that's that segment for this week. Over to you, Moose. Moose on the loose. Core or Kook? I've got some submissions as well. You just tell me when you want me to throw to the submissions for you guys to chat about.
Well, I'll give my own. We'll start off with me kicking off.
It's your segment, mate.
Are we doing core or Kook or core?
Don't know.
Kook or core sounds better, I reckon. Core or Kook. It doesn't really matter. The point is, is this Kook or core? Warming up with your singlet with a race bib pinned onto it.
It's kind of efficient, isn't it? I personally wouldn't do it. I'd have like a warm-up kit that I'd wear and then put it on just before I go to the start line.
But you're an image man.
Yeah. I don't do it either. I always, put it on just before I race. But I'd love to know what the old timers used to do.
Yeah. Well, it's not always about old timer. It's not. We got to clarify this definition.
But it is as Brady's saying, it is quite efficient. Like no messing around. You get your kit on in the morning. You go down to where the race is. You drop your bag. You go warm up. You come back. You change your shoes, and you're ready to go.
Jeez, it looks dorky though.
It is probably you have to do that for major marathons because you got if you're not doing bag drops and you've already dropped your bag, so you don't have you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
I know.
XCR crowd, it's like, your bag's just there. There's 1,000 people in these races.
And just because it looks dorky, that doesn't mean it's not core.
Absolutely.
Like you with your watch over the top of your sleeve looks dorky, but you're calling it core.
I think we did say that core is more the dorky one, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Kook's probably more that like hipster.
I'm calling it a Kook move though, to warm up with your bibs rattling around like out there. I don't like. You can put a t-shirt on. Come on.
You got to run with a bib on for as the least time that you running with a bib on's not fun.
The reason why I don't do it as well is like you warm up, you get a bit sweaty, I always want to feel like when I put my singlet on, I'm fresh for the race and ready to go. Not feel like I've already half done a race when I'm on the start line in my sweaty singlet.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a Kook move.
All right, here's some listener submissions. And this was just a test today. I put the program, put them onto Patreon and said, hey, I need some people to test this out for me. Like, just open your phones at link straight up. We'll put a link in the show notes for future weeks. But this here, there were some good ones. We got way more than I thought we were going to get. We probably got 50, but I just picked out 4. And I picked out ones that I'll kick you off with Toby. Here, give me your opinion on this one, boys.
Hey, boys. Hope you're all well. Well done on the weekend to all. Very impressive. Now, this one could be a bit of a touchy subject, but was running along the Barwon on the weekend. Saw a few people running with Powerade bottles and was also paired with no acknowledgement of my waves or g'days. Was just straight-faced snobbing with the Powerade bottle in hand. Let me know. Thanks.
Down your area, Moose, down the Barwon River. Powerade bottles, going for a jog with a Powerade bottle. Thoughts?
Well, so let's go to the Powerade bottle. Running, holding a water bottle is absolute kook. Like, it's just not required. It's not on. Like, it's just not done. So let's just kick that off right now. It's also 7 degrees.
Yeah, but also on the flip side, Moose, how many times in your running life have you gone out on a stinking hot day for 2 hours and not had a drink? Like, I used to do that so many times back in the day.
That's a bit core, Lord.
Yeah, because you used to run through the bush. There's no way of dropping bottles anywhere.
Well, yeah, the Barwon River has plenty of water options out there. So let's where it is. I've worn backpacks before on my runs. Like, I've been kook like that. I've worn a pack before, and I've used handhelds where it straps to your hand and you run out in the bush. Like, I'm not against hydration here, fellas. I'm against running around the bar and holding Powerade bottle for sure. That's
all right. Rosie's next.
What about the
boys, core or kook?
Oh, what happened?
Oh, fail, Brady.
Okay, boys, core or kook? Buying the fancy shoe socks, like SHYU, that match my super shoes.
Gonna stay out of this one because I think I know Rosie.
Okay. Like, I'm big on matching kits. I think that's like core behaviour. It's probably both.
Man, I'm sort of on the fence here. I think it's hard. Like, yeah, I don't think it's.
It doesn't just have to be the shoes matching the socks. I'm like, you guys would have, you like the shorts to match the singlet.
Okay, so I think shoes and socks, good. I think matching kit elsewhere, kook. Like, I was on the Gold Coast, and the amount of kooks wear a matching kit up there. Like, it's all about a look. It's not about the run. You've gone
too feel good though.
Nah, you go too far with the look, and you're forgetting about the run. Core lords don't really care about matching the red top to the red shorts. I don't mind buying black socks with black shoes. I'll pay that as core. I'm not sure about going out of the way and like seeking out the exact socks that match the shoes. Like, I feel like that's...
okay. I know what you mean. Like, if you got a bit of black on your shoes, you're like, yeah, okay, I'll just wear black socks to match the shoes. But to match them exactly the same colorway, the sock is designed to match the shoe.
Well, back in the day, I don't think it was never an option.
The amount of times Craig says back in the day with this
this is not what old men do.
Things you do back in the day or things you do today.
Well, it sort of is, I think, because I don't reckon as many kooks were around back in the day.
Yeah, I thought this segment could have been called Old School, New School Croaks, but anyway.
Yeah, so...
Just a message for Rosie, though. We do have a brilliant pair of socks that will match the shoes she got from us last week. Okay. And I just got them in too, so they're ready to go.
If it's the same one. Gabe's next.
Hey, guys. Kook or core, running in the dark on shared footpaths with that $5 torch in your hands instead of having a proper head torch.
Core.
This also comes like the phone torch, the phone torch.
That is core.
I'm core. That is a core move. It's a core move because it's probably something you forgot to charge. And the reason your battery's out of charge is because you've used it too much in the dark because you're a core lord.
I thought you'd be saying Kook to convince people to come and buy a headlamp off you.
The one that they're charging is a top-notch, beautiful headlamp that they got from me, of course. They just forgot to charge it because they ran that morning in the dark. And now they've got to the night time and it's got no charge, so they take out a torch. That's Lord behaviour.
And finally, Mark.
Hey guys, keen for your thoughts on this one, Kook versus Core. Being a slightly above average weekend warrior, but then seeking out small regional events to get to experience what it's like to be in the lead pack of a race.
Core. That is, if you remember those Run for Your Life magazines?
I've got a box of them in my shed.
You remember reading the results and they got every fun run in the country for all the month?
Yeah. Toowoomba half marathon, stuff like that.
I'm looking at them.
Aiden Hobbs at this one.
That top 10 is full of core lords. And I remember reading through, seeing the same name pop up all over the place. I'm like, whoa, this dude is like, he's good. He's out there just traveling to races, just collecting top 10s. I'm for that.
Cheap wins though, Moose. You're all for cheap wins as well? Soft wins?
I'm not saying neglect the big races. I'm just saying that if you want to go to Wagga Wagga and win a half marathon, like I'm for that. It's only, how long is it from Sydney? 8 hours?
I reckon that's where I'm heading. I reckon that's where I'm.
I can see you there.
After yesterday.
It fucking changes when you start doing it, though. My answer changes quickly.
Hey, this whole segment just made me think. You got time for me to list one more, or save it for? Another week?
Go, do it.
Go.
All right. So I remember running. You guys would know him, Simon Hurt.
Oh, Hurty, yeah.
Cold winter morning. Didn't have gloves. Just put socks over the hands. Kook or Core?
That is total Core too. Pretty
much the same as mittens, aren't they? Socks.
Yeah.
Pair of Explorers over the hands.
You just, the gardening gloves, Core. You ever seen that happen?
What about ski gloves?
Kook. That is way too overboard. Like, I like...
What about -6 in Canberra?
It's got the socks. Jeez. Yeah.
That was good.
He's a bit of a core lord, though. Yeah. Hurty.
That was good. I like... and the submissions where people went into a bit of detail I liked as well. Like there were some submissions where someone would just go, that would be like 3 seconds of audio and just say, running with your top off in winter. And I'm like, just give us a bit of, g'day, it's Gary from Toowoomba here. Love the show, boys. Just wondering what you think about this. Like tell us where you're calling in from and your name and stuff just in future Patreon supporters. Give us a bit of personality. I want to hear your voices out there. So thanks to those people that sent them in. We got a whole heap of them moving forward. Listener question, Croaks.
All right, this episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. And the question comes in from M. Massey, who...
this was your homework.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week. So do we place too much importance on the marathon? Have they become too normalised and the role social media plays in that?
I very much paraphrased that as well from a conversation we had. So she definitely didn't submit that, but I thought it'd be an interesting talking point. You know what? I've been thinking about this. So I've got an entry for Sydney Marathon, but it's probably the first time since 2015 that I haven't had a marathon hanging over my head, being like, all right, I got Berlin in 6 months, or I've got Osaka in 3 months, or I'm doing Valencia in 8 months, or whatever it is. And it has been so refreshing, you know, and people come up to me and be like, well, what do you got coming up? And I actually feel like when I say, no, I pretty much say nothing because I haven't got a major marathon that I'm training for at the moment. And I'm like, this is this weird feeling that I've got at the moment that if you're not training for a big marathon, you're not doing much in the sport. Like, yeah, first time I've experienced this in like 11 years.
A symptom of this is when someone comes in the store and they're a new runner and they say, I'm getting ready for Gold Coast. And you say, oh, cool, which event are you doing? Oh, I'm only doing the 10K.
I'm just doing the 10K. I hate that too. I say, it's not just the 10K.
I know. Yeah. And for two reasons. One, the 10K, I can tell you right now from experience one day ago, can hurt just as much as any event out there. It's not about you're taking the easy option doing the 10K. But two, that 10K could be someone's life dream to run that far. And we get the spectrum of people coming in our store all the day where like they might have spent 2 years trying to get to 10K. And you've just said, oh, I'm just doing the 10K. Like for them, that must be really almost like upsetting to hear that they're belittling the achievement of doing that. So I'm kind of with them.
Because marathon has become normalised, though, what does that mean for a half marathon, a 10K, a 5K? Like, does that mean we have this feeling that it's not worthy to talk about or to be celebrated because all you see on social media is people having success over the marathon?
But I certainly don't. Like for a long time there, like my whole running life revolved around 1500, 3K, 5K. And it's like, maybe I do 110K a year, but I would have classified myself as a super serious runner back then. And even this year, like the amount that I train 12 hours a week, my whole year has been focused on pretty much 10K type stuff. And like, do you say that like I'm not, like running properly because all I'm focusing on is 10K?
I come from that same generation, Crooks, and I understand what you mean. Like, and it used to be you would do your time over the shorter distances and then progress to the marathon when you were ready.
Yeah.
But now it's like you've got people who have been running, like I see it with our coaching company. Like I see every sign-up form that comes in and it's like, started running in Feb, looking to get some help to get me through Sydney Marathon in 6 weeks. And it's like, whoa, we can do that. But I'm like, this is not the traditional. And I'm not saying the traditional way is right, but what I knew from running was you did the time. Like I would run 30K most Sundays, like comfortably before I'd even think about. You'd run 4 or 5 half marathons a year in 66, 67. And you'd still be like, oh, do I step up to the marathon or don't I? Whereas now that access point is a lot quicker.
I think it all comes down to do the marathon if you are like, if your body is prepared and you've got enough training behind you to do it properly. I think that's the biggest issue. People are just jumping in these events and they're totally unconditioned for them. I'll give you a perfect example. So guy came to me around May last year. He's in his like early to mid 20s and had like half marathons and marathons lined up over the next like few months, and he's running 4 times a week, 40 to 50K. Young guy, got a bit of natural speed, but he's like marathon PB, which like, look, his marathon PBs like at the time was 256, 126 for the half, 37 minutes for the 10K and 18:30 for the 5K. And I say to him, you've got some natural talent. Why don't we actually take a step away from the half and the marathon and get you better over the short stuff? Because at the end of the day, you're only like 23, 24. He ran yesterday, came down from Canberra to run Lakeside, ran 33:50. So he's basically gone from 37 minutes to 33:50 in the last, last year. And the times that he had set out to run for the half marathon and the marathon, he could actually just go and jog those now and without actually training for the half or the marathon, just because he's so much of a better athlete.
Yeah.
So
and
I
play
think
that traditional kind of approach to it. But I think it depends on what you want to get out of marathoning. Like, so that guy, it's like he can play the long-term plan. He's going to run. Like there's people who are like, hey, I just want to tick it off and then I can leave the sport. And there's people that I got a lady who's super high achiever, did Boston, and then she's like, I just need to be entered something because like she backed up and did Gold Coast and ran a PB, but she just needed something to enter and train towards and a goal. And that for her was the marathon. I'm like, yeah, we can do it, but the prep's going to look way different than it did for Boston because we're operating off a smaller turnaround kind of thing. So I think understanding the purpose is,
I don't think
you can't tell people what they should and shouldn't do.
Well, I don't think Massey's looking at it like, oh, there is too many people going to the marathon and not performing as well as they can. She's going, are people sort of going to the marathon at the risk of their health. That's the way I'm sort of reading that. I mean, you're the one who wrote the question.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of that, and a bit of like everywhere you look, people just running marathons. Like you can't get into marathons. It's like marathons are just normal that a lot of people. It started because she did Ballarat into Sydney, and there was 18 weeks in between, and I was saying like this isn't really normal because back in the day, and maybe that's my normal is different than other people's normal, but I'd said you'd do them in seasons, so you'd do like a spring one, and then you'd do an autumn one, and you'd have a bit of a bigger break between. But I think now we've got into this cycle where it's like, oh yeah, you might like there'll be people who have done Ballarat, Gold Coast, Sydney, they might even do Melbourne. Like it's 3 or 4 a year. And it's hard to talk about because I'm like, I got this vision of it in my head that I'm like, nah, just do 2 a year, recover well off it, do some speed work, build back in, have your 2-week taper. Let's plan for 25 weeks between them.
What's your take on, will you just take on anybody, even if you completely disagree with, like you said, you can't tell somebody what to do, but will you not coach them because you don't believe in that philosophy and you could potentially injure somebody? So the example is, I used to coach a guy. I stopped coaching him. He then ran Gold Coast Marathon, and the day of Gold Coast Marathon, he's like, I want you as my coach again. I'm like, yep, no worries. Then a few days later, he goes, oh, I've just got an entry for Sydney Marathon. I've pulled up well from Gold Coast. I know it throws a spanner in the work, but I think I can do it. And I just said to him, look, I don't believe in backing up from Gold Coast Marathon to Sydney Marathon. I can't write you a program that's going to do that justice without potentially injuring you. So if you want to do Sydney, go for it. I'll start working with you after you recover from Sydney, because it's sort of against my own coaching belief, and I don't feel like I could write a program for that.
Yeah, I think it depends on the individual. So if someone came to me and I'd be like, hey, you can do it, but it's just going to be like a long run. Like we might do, I really want you to prioritize the recovery phase, and then we might do like a 22, a 24, 26K, and then I want you having fun out there, not looking at your watch, walking through the drink stations. But I'd first ask them, like, why do you want to do it? And if they're like, I want to be in the hype of Sydney, I'm like, cool. Like, we're not going hunting PBs at this thing. And if that's going to get you out of bed for the next 8 weeks and you need that purpose in your life and you're not, but if they say to me, oh, I want to do it because I want to put the pictures on Instagram, I'm like, well, that's not why we do marathons.
There's still injury risk though involved.
There is, yeah.
And I don't want to be associated with that coaching because I don't believe in doing that in the first place. And then I'm writing a program for it. I prefer
Gold
to say,
Coast to Sydney's 8 weeks.
Yeah,
so,
it's not a lot.
It's not a lot to do a full, like I did 8 weeks between Osaka and Ballarat and PB'd, but I think it can be done. I wouldn't do the Sydney to Melbourne because that's 6 weeks.
You would have to, you'd have to still respect the full recovery, and then whatever you've got left after that, you then make that work.
There's so many variables too, where it's like, well, what did your Gold Coast prep look like? How many years you been running? Like all those kind of things. But yeah, what about the role in social media, Moose?
What do you like?
Do you think because we see it so much, it becomes more normalized?
Why is it a problem that it's normalized?
Well, yeah, I guess.
I don't see the issue with people
like
doing them.
Creating FOMO, people going, oh, I'm only doing 10Kers.
No, that's different.
Okay.
Like just like someone going out running a marathon, being proud, putting it up on Instagram, fucking good on them. Yeah, not everyone's out there trying to break 3 hours. Like you said, like why should we gatekeep this marathon distance? It's not some special distance like that's like a super dangerous thing or that only core lords are allowed to go and do. This is a race that anyone can go and do. Pay your money, go through.
If you get a bib, get yourself a bib first.
Yeah, I don't see the problem here.
Well, you proved it at Sydney last year. You don't need to be fit to get yourself around a marathon.
I finished Sydney last year. I think I did. Yeah, 2:34, mate.
And Melbourne in 2024.
Geez, you take a 2:34.
That's a brilliant run. That's pretty much the pace I ran on Sunday.
Isn't it funny how it's all relative? Hey, it's like back in like Sydney Marathon and Melbourne Marathon. You're like, oh man, my fitness is not real good. And then like now you're like, oh yeah, I'd take that.
I was so fit back then.
Mate, when I was getting my infusion the other day, I was talking to the doctor about Valencia Marathon and how much of a failure it was because I ran 2:20. I ran like 2:20:23 or something. I'm like, boy, I'd love to be back in that shape. That would be fantastic. That was the listener question brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Let us know your thoughts. Comment on the Patreon post, precisionhydration.com. Use the code IRP2026 for 15% off your first order. What's coming up? Com Games. Now, that TV you've been looking at, Croaks, is that what you've been looking at? We got action on at the moment?
Got a bit, yeah. They just had the men's 100 heats. I think the Aussies made it through to the semis.
We wake up, the real action starts for us Tuesday morning, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I guess people that listen to this like in the next few hours. So tomorrow morning at 5:05 our time is the women's 10,000 metre final with Rose Davies and Lauren Ryan.
Who wins that head-to-head?
Rose.
Are we a medal chance? I looked at the fields today. I was looking at the odds on Sportsbet, and I'm like, Megan Keith is the favourite.
Yeah, okay.
But I'd back Rose if 200 metres to go.
How many in the field?
No Agnes Ngetic.
No Agnes Ngetic. And the Ugandan and the Kenyan were not in like recent. I looked up their profiles, not in like recent shape of, 30-30 to 30-45, but you're never sure.
Sarah Billings is in the 800 heats in the morning as well at 4:15. And then tomorrow night we've got Pete Bowl, Luke Boys, and Peyton Craig in the 800 heats at 8:15.
Just give everyone women's and men's mile finals. You know those off the top of your head?
Yeah, so that's going to be
standouts.
Sunday morning. Actually, Sunday morning's a pretty good session. We've got the men's 5,000 metres at 4:45. Then we've got the men's 800 final at 5:40, the men's mile final at 5:50, and the women's mile at 6:45. That's your Commonwealth Games
actually,
right there.
if you're Canberra folk, might be a little bit of a watch party happening up there. Actually, keep an eye on the socials. Running Company Canberra. I think there's going to be something organised Sunday morning down at a local establishment down on the lake, followed by a run. Thinking that could be quite good. Get people out of bed.
Good.
Watch the mile finals, the 800s, 5K final. Like everything's on that morning. It's going to be epic. Probably see you down there, Croaks.
A few things here, boys. Just tell me, a men's 800. Pick a name. Luke Boys, Pete Bowl, Peyton Craig.
Pete Bowl.
Okay. Sarah Billings is the only one in the mile. In the 800 women's.
Yeah.
Women's
Sarah Billings.
Abby Caldwell. This thing. Claudia Hollingsworth, Jess Hull.
Abby Caldwell.
I'm going to Abby as well, actually.
Okay. Men's, Cam Myers. Ollie Hoare, Adam Spencer.
Yep.
Second part of that question, Cam Myers, Josh Kerr.
Cam Myers.
Cam Myers, Jake Whiteman.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yep.
5K, Jackson Sharp, Kai Robinson, Seth O'Donnell. That last 5K from Kai was bad.
Yeah, I know, but the guy came fourth at the World Champs.
Jackson Sharp ran 7:33 the other day.
True.
And
I'm going to go.
Seth's a 13-12 guy and did he beat both of them? Yeah, he beat both of them at Nationals.
And he went sub 7:30.
And he beat Cam Myers at Nationals. No, I don't think he beat Kai. Kai wasn't there.
Sub 7:30 from Seth, but the problem is we haven't seen him. I'm going
pulled
Seth
out of that 1500.
Seth for me.
Yeah.
I reckon he come. I'm
His
a bit
coach
worried
on
that he's
SEN
pulled
the other
out.
day saying he was good. He was good. Trained well.
I can't go Seth without seeing him. I reckon there's something wrong. I'm going Kai.
Rose Davies, Lyndon Hall, Jess Hull, women's 5K.
Ooh.
Rose Davies.
Lyndon Hall's only event.
If it's a straight final, it'll be a straight final.
Yeah.
If it's tactical, I'll go Jess Hull.
Okay. Final one, 10Ks. Kai Robinson's the only men. And Lauren Ryan, Rose Davies tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I went Rose in that one.
Moose, did you go Rose too?
Yeah, Rose.
All right. What else is coming up? I'm interviewing Rory Linkletter tomorrow, boys. 8 a.m. Thanks to Nomeo.
Oh, yeah?
Out straight away for Patreon supporters, Saturday for the public. And also, this is big. Shock's live show tickets. Very limited tickets. It's less than 100, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like 50.
50 tickets. Very similar vibes to the Lululemon one in the past. So it's like a bit of a drinks and nibbles afterwards. Limit 2 per people. Zach has got here 8 a.m. Saturday via the Patreon feed, first in, best dressed. So, like, this is going to be trying to get, like, tickets to Coldplay, boys. I would be on the computer hitting refresh. If you don't need 2 tickets, don't get 2 tickets. And, yeah, that'd be the Patreon feed. That's the note from Zaka. Sunshine Coast Marathon coming up this weekend as well. What are you doing, Moose, between now and next week?
Oh, I've got to work every day. You know who's in Europe right now?
Chris.
Toby.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to him this morning.
Yeah.
Got a wedding over there.
Yeah, so I'm in Torquay. I'm doing Toby's job this week.
Good
you know
luck
what?
with that.
I went there today.
Took his bike with him?
I don't know. I don't think so. Hopefully he took his running shoes. He had something done.
Croaks, what are you doing?
Getting back to Canberra. Trying to recover. My Achilles was a bit sore this morning, so get back into a bit of jogging. But yeah, pretty light week, I think.
All right, boys, do it all again next week. All the best watching the Comma Games. Hopefully we get some medals. See you later, listeners. Goodbye.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration for sponsoring this episode. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer to fuel your next marathon. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026.